That certain Aquaman starlet being blacklisted in Hollywood? That's what one source in the media produced a few weeks ago, talking about a bombshell email they received saying that a certain Aquaman starlet's acting career is over. Now, what's astounding about these claims is that we've recently found out that companies like Warner Brothers, they didn't want that certain Aquaman starlet working with them, but more importantly, it had nothing at all to do with certain claims they attributed to JD. Nope, it had everything to do with them. Fascinating, isn't it? How things have changed in the media, in Hollywood. Oh man, things are getting interesting. So hey there to all you fine folks on this fine day, by the way. I hope you are doing excellently. And just a note, we have a brand new comic book coming out. Link is in the description. We need your help with that. This is how we take back our hobbies. We challenge companies like Warner. More on that at the end of the video. Thank you. Now, the article that we're going to be looking at today, it came out a few weeks ago. And this article by itself, well, it's interesting. But when you associate it with everything that's been disclosed in the courtroom, well, you get into some bombshell revelations. Now, this article, that certain Aquaman starlet's acting career is over, says producer. This comes to us from the outlet Pop Topic. Now, you can take these claims how you want, by the way. After all, they're coming from a quote-unquote source. But remember, Pop Topic has gotten some big things right. They, for example, were one of the places that reported on that certain Aquaman starlet's visa status in Australia. That, it looks like, was 100% legit. They talked about what went on behind the scenes with Fantastic Beasts 3, telling you about a non-disclosure agreement. It looks like they were right on that. So again, remember those things when you're looking at what they're claiming. Now, the thing that I find interesting about what Pop Topic is claiming here is that the themes are not that certain Aquaman starlet versus JD. What you see here instead are items like goodwill. You know, whether or not this person, they actually have the goodwill of Hollywood, whether they have the trust of Hollywood producers, and how many people feel that they can still work with that certain Aquaman starlet. I mean, listen to this here. So that certain Aquaman starlet's contentious lies and stunts have ruined her acting career, a Hollywood producer claims, after she burns bridges. And she has burned a lot, and I mean a lot of bridges. The heels are singing that certain Aquaman starlet's name, and it is in a happy tune. Hollywood producers are ready to. Now, you notice this word here. It carries a lot of weight when you think about the connotation. Blacklist. They are ready to blacklist that certain Aquaman starlet after her latest stunts and her acting career, and she knows it might be over. Now, what's interesting is how that theme of trust, it continues when they're talking about said producer in their email with words like trust coming up. You can't trust a word out of that person's mouth. The word liar, manipulator comes up, but more importantly, Hollywood is starting to see that. I mean, listen to this here. You can't trust a word that comes out of that woman's mouth. A longtime veteran of the film industry told us in the bombshell email. He believes that certain Aquaman starlet's acting career is over. Again, when you look at that statement there, you combine it with ideas like blacklisting, that should scare anyone. It should make them think about what they're doing, but not that person. Oh no, they're just going to double and triple down. She's a compulsive liar, it continues, and a master manipulator, and Hollywood, it is starting to see that. That back part, that is the most important part of that statement too. The person, they haven't changed in a long time, but suddenly, well, Hollywood seemed to have forgotten that, and now, it seems to be remembering. Now, another statement that the producer makes, and this is a big one when you think about all the evidence that backs that up as of late, is the idea that Hollywood isn't just trying to blacklist, but they're trying to push away. They're trying to distance themselves from that certain Aquaman starlet. Now remember, that article, it came out before any of the courtroom revelations about Warner, about what went on with Aquaman 2. And I want to read you a few of these because, again, this is evidence to back up what this person is saying. I mean, listen to it. And again, remember, this came out after the fact. You didn't have them email before. Quote, that certain Aquaman starlet was cast in both the film Aquaman and its sequel, Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom, and was paid for her services on both films per the terms of her contract. that certain Aquaman starlet did not suffer any adverse employment actions by Warner Brothers in connection with either Aquaman or Aquaman 2 because of any of the allegedly defamatory statements by JD or Adam Waldman that are alleged in her counterclaim. Her compensation for Aquaman and Aquaman 2 was not reduced because of the counterclaim statement. Now you notice the wording to that. It's very slick in its own way because it's saying, well, you didn't suffer any adverse employment actions by Warner Brothers because of this. You didn't have compensation reduced because of this. It's not saying that that didn't happen. It's just saying, well, the root cause of that, it wasn't this. This is what they're saying, too. They're saying that it actually did happen. I mean, listen here. Any alleged delay, I love how they put in alleged as well because they're going to tell you that there was a delay in picking up that certain Aquaman starlet's option for Aquaman 2 was due to creative issues in casting her in the role of Mira for Aquaman 2, which were communicated to her agent at the time. So there was an issue. These were creative issues. You know, she was told about it at the time. Yeah, she knew it. She's always known that they don't want her around. Any alleged delay in Warner Brothers picking up that certain Aquaman starlet's option for Aquaman 2 was not due to her dispute with JD or to any of the allegations in this lawsuit, specifically including the counterclaim statement. So, we thought about not picking her up. We didn't want her, and you know what? It has nothing to do with that guy over there. That really piques your interest. And then there's this part. Warner Brothers would not have paid that certain Aquaman starlet more money on Aquaman 2, even if she had had more time to attempt to renegotiate her contract. So, we weren't going to pay her any more money either. I mean, again, that doesn't say a star on the rise, does it? It says somebody that you're tolerating and barely. Oh man, that producer, it looks like they may well be right. Now, there are other claims that are made as well, some huge ones when you look at it, like the fact that that certain Aquaman starlet tried to vindictively, that's the word that they use, vindictively attempt to sabotage a project when the director talked with her about drinking and tardiness. Quote, she threatened to end the director's career. I assume she meant by phony allegations against him. Yeah, I mean, if you have things like that going on behind the scenes, finger pointing yet again, saying, hey, I took that guy out, I'll take you too. Oh, that'll end you in quickly. Let me know what you think, though. And like I was saying, we have a brand new comic book out. Link is in the description. It's going to be fun. We've had our first 500 backers in 3 days. Hope you'll join us. This is how we combat industry that doesn't like its consumer, that puts out shoddy products. We like you. We want your help. So yeah, check that out. Thank you for being here. Ending here. Thank you again. See you soon.